Hello, good afternoon, everyone. สวัสดีค่ะ from Bangkok. Thank you very much for joining us today and warm welcome to the webinar on the Deloitte Green Change Project Research entitled Empowering Green Generation Lessons from the Deloitte Green Change Project. We are delighted to have you with us and see our participants who share a strong interest in sustainability, green education, climate change, related issues, and student-driven innovation. Allow me introduce myself. My name is 𝗦𝗘𝗔𝗠𝗘𝗢, and you can call me Bess. I am a research assistant at 𝗧𝗵𝗶𝗹𝘍. It is my pleasure to be your host for today's webinars. The objective of today's webinar is to disseminate the key research findings from the Deloitte Green Change Research Project. As part of this study, we conducted interview sessions during the Deloitte Green Change final sharing event. These interviews provided valuable insight into how students engage with environmental challenges to project-based learning. And today's webinar also aims to share real experiences and reflections from those who directly involved in the project. You will hear perspectives from participating students as well as from teachers and university representatives who will share how they guide and support students in developing projects that respond to real-world environmental challenges. Their experiences highlight the important role of mentorship, collaboration, and educational support in empowering the next generation. Please stay with us as we will begin the presentation shortly. We sincerely hope that today's webinar will spark meaningful ideas, engaging discussion, and future collaboration for all of you. Okay, so to officially commence our webinar, it is my great pleasure to invite Dr. 𝗗𝗲𝗹𝗍𝗬𝗓, Center Director at 𝗧𝗵𝗶𝗹𝗍, to deliver the welcome remarks. As she is unable to join us live today, she has kindly prepared a recorded message for us. We will now play her recorded welcome remarks.
Good afternoon, Dr. 𝗦𝗘𝗔𝗠𝗘𝗢, Executive Director of Growth, Deloitte Thailand, 𝗗𝗵𝗶𝗹𝗍𝗁 from 𝗬𝗏𝗂𝟀University, Dr. 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗁𝗍, and Dr. 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗀𝗀 from 𝗬𝗏𝗂𝗍𝗍𝗄 School, 𝗦𝗘𝗔𝗠𝗃𝗗𝗢 from Thaksin University demonstration. Degraded by human actions. Technology is transforming our lives at an unprecedented pace. Yet, education has struggled to keep up. World affected and how climate change impacts people and ecosystems. It combines this knowledge with evidence-based reasoning, system thinking, capacity to evaluate evidence, information, and perspectives, and the agency to share individually or collectively sustainable future. At 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗹𝗍𝗁, we believe education is of transformation. STEM education is not just about science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. It is about equipping our young people to think critically, solve problems, innovate, and take meaningful action within their communities. Imagine a classroom where students are not memorizing formulas, but tackling real challenges: air pollution, disaster preparedness, or sustainable energy. Imagine teachers across disciplines collaborating, guiding students to construct explanations grounded in evidence. That is the kind of learning that builds the competency 𝗗𝗄 envision. That is the kind of learning that builds the future. And we have seen what is possible. Since January 2024, Deloitte Thailand has supported a program to nurture environmental awareness and achieve citizenship of young people. In 2025, Deloitte 𝗗𝗔𝗠𝗘𝗢 was launched, engaging university, employers, public broadcasting agencies, teachers, and students across all regions of Thailand. Teachers have been equipped with high-quality STEM lessons and digital tools accessible through 𝗦𝗘𝗔𝗠𝗘𝗢. Research shows that students taught with these practices develop strong critical thinking, problem-solving, reasoning skills, and more importantly, community citizenship. This proves that STEM is more than a theory. It is the engine that empowers teachers to inspire and students to innovate, working together as a team to design and deliver solutions with real impact in their communities. This webinar brings together insights from the faculty, teachers, and from senior STEM research team who have embarked on this meaningful journey. We will learn how students are motivated to solve problems, initiate solutions, and take pride in creating change that matters to their community. This is a journey worth sharing. I wish you all an enriching webinar and meaningful exchange within this community of practice, teachers and educators who continue to transform classrooms and instill global citizenship in their students. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. 𝗘𝗗𝗏, for your warm welcome remarks. Next, I would like to kindly invite Dr. 𝗦𝗘𝗔𝗠𝗘𝗢, Executive Director of Go at Deloitte Thailand, to deliver his remarks. Dr. Naren, over to you.
สวัสดีครับ Good afternoon นะครับ Distinguished guests and respected researcher, educators, and especially partner from 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗍 and everyone joining us online. It is a privilege to represent Deloitte Thailand at today's Deloitte's Green Gen Project Research webinar. We are honored to collaborate with 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗍, an organization demonstrating strong leadership in advancing STEM education and regional cooperation. Partnerships like this are intentional investment in the future. At Deloitte, we believe business success and societal progress are deeply interconnected. Through our world-class initiative, Deloitte Global has committed to impacting 100 million lives by 2030. With Southeast Asia, we're aiming at about 5 million lives. But for us, this is not just about numbers. Numbers give direction, but quality gives meaning. We focus not only reach, but on transformation. And true sustainability is achieved not when a project or program concludes, but when it becomes self-sustaining. And we see that research more than academy or study. It is strategic effort to understand how environmental awareness, STEM capability, and youth empowerment come together. And we aim to shape a generation that is both employable and environmentally responsible. Because the young people we invest in today will shape tomorrow's economies policy, and innovations. If sustainability is to become the norm, it must be embedded early in education, mindset, and opportunities. And from a business perspective that we are Deloitte here, we see that the future workforce will be defined by green skills, system thinking, and cross-disciplinary collaboration. And as organizations transition towards sustainable models, competitiveness will come not only from efficiency, but from purpose-driven innovation. And research play a vital role, right? Research provide evidence, and evidence inform policy. And policy shapes system. And system determine whether impact can scale. The insight from this research and project will help educators, policymakers, and organizations invest more meaningfully in youth development. And we hope this knowledge travel beyond this report into classrooms, communities, and cross-sector collaboration. And they require partnership, academia, education, and businesses. And when these forces again align together, impact can be extraordinary. And to the researcher and educator, your work is shaping how an entire generation understands responsibility and innovation. And to the youth participants, and you are active architect of sustainable future. Today, webinar is not just a milestone, but part of a shared journey. And thank you again to 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗁, our partner, and all participants. And together we are building the foundation and for a more sustainable future. Thank you very much, Kap.
Thank you very much, Dr. Naren, for your inspiring welcome remark. Okay, so now to mark this special occasion, we would love to invite everyone to join us for a group photo together before we moving on to the next part of our program. At this stage, I kindly encourage you to turn on your cameras and use our Zoom background so that we can capture a beautiful moment together. For the photo instruction, I will count 1, 2, 3, and our staff will capture the photo. Okay, so all right, everyone, are you ready? So okay, so maybe okay, so for the first shot, okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, so let's take another shot. 1, 2, 3, smile. And for the final shot, I would love everyone to sign a freestyle code, a mini heart, a V-sign, or a thumb up, or anything you like. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you very much for your cooperation. Without further ado, let's move on to the sharing session, which is the highlight of today's webinar. Our first sharing session will focus on an overview of the Deloitte 𝗬𝗫 research project. We are honored to have Dr. 𝗦𝗘𝗔𝗠𝗘𝗢, Research and Evaluation Manager at 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗏, to present this session. In this session, Dr. 𝗦𝗃 will walk us through the key research findings and insights from the project. At this point, I would like to invite Dr. 𝗦𝗃 to take the floor. Everyone, please join me in giving her a warm welcome. Dr. 𝗦𝗃, we are pleased to hear from you.
I hope everyone can see my slide, yeah? Okay, Dr. Naren 𝗬𝗫𝗓𝗏, the Executive Director of Growth, Deloitte Thailand. Dr. 𝗬𝗓𝗏𝗏, the Center Director of 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗏, distinguished guests, respected speakers, institutional leaders, university faculty members, educators, students, colleagues, and also all the participants who are joining live on the webinar on the Deloitte Green Gen project research today. A very good afternoon, yeah, and also greetings to everyone. So this presentation will share some of the key findings from our recent Deloitte Green Gen research that been conducted by our center, 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗃, and also a collaboration with Deloitte Thailand. So the study examined how the green education initiative can strengthen the STEM education learning, where the students' agency and also sustainability awareness has been one of the focus through real-world project-based approaches. So as you can see on this slide, this is the photos taken with one of our speakers today, Mr. 𝗦𝗘𝗔𝗠𝗘𝗢, and he will be also sharing the insight as one of the participants in this project. Okay, for the introduction and also the background of this research study, the Deloitte Green Gen research was designed to advance STEM and also green scale education by engaging students in sustainability and also awareness campaign project. So as I mentioned earlier, this is a collaboration effort between 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗃 and also Deloitte Thailand, and it recognizes students as active agents of change that aims to equip them with the knowledge, practical competencies, and also the leadership capacities to address real environmental challenges in their communities. So for the project participation, we could see that there were 4 universities in Thailand that have been included, including Chulalongkorn University, Khon Kaen University, Naresuan University, and also Thaksin universities with 16 school teams and also 81 university representative teachers and students that have been included. So the objective there is to strengthen the STEM learning through authentic context and also to promote the green competencies and foster collaboration between the school levels, universities, and also the communities. And the research is also aimed to explore the participants' experiences and also perception of the Green Gen project that we have so far, and also assess the impact of the overall teaching and learning process, and also identify some of the program strength, challenges, and areas for improvement in the future. So as you can see, the study can also be one of the platforms to generate the evidence to inform future policies makers and also program scaling that are also good in terms of recommendation and alignment that we would like to have in the future. Last but not least, it's also important to evaluate the impact, the relevance, and also the sustainability of the project itself, the Deloitte Green Gen program, and also to support evidence-based research practices that we conducted so far. For the methodology of the study on this slide, we actually adopted semi-structured interviews with all the teachers, students, and university representatives that have been selected. And the participants were purposely selected based on proposed sampling because we would like to ensure the relevance and also a very depth and also what kind of rich information that we can get from the interviewers in terms of looking at the key finding, challenges, and insight based on their experiences. And the data has been transcribed and also analyzed using the thematic analysis process. So during the interview session, there were 7 students, 8 teachers from 10 different schools, and also 4 university representatives from Chulalongkorn University, Khon Kaen, Naresuan, and also Thaksin universities that have been participating in this Deloitte Green Gen initiative as part of the interview session. And as you can see on the right-hand side there, the expected outcomes for this research study is to look at the evidence-based program design and also to identify some of the best practices for integrating long-term program implications, and also it need to be relevant in terms of looking at the STEM education development for our students. Okay, let's look at the teacher's perspective. So this is based on their instructional practices during this campaign project. So the slide shows the demographic variables for the teachers involved in the studies. And then we could see that the teachers reported that the project has encouraged the integration of real-world environment and also some of the issues that related to the community that been integrated into classroom instruction. And then the students-led initiative supported by the teachers' guidance allow this kind of project to be held for flexibility in topic selection while maintaining the relevance and also integrated into the curriculum goals and also communities context at the school levels. And then you can see the note from the teacher there on the right-hand side. The teachers also mentioned that the student gained more confidence in terms of presentation and also discussion during the process of coming out with the campaign there. And they also learned to share their reasons, engage in the argumentation. And it's also good to see that they also defend their ideas when coming out with the awareness campaigns. So the university mentorship could be one of the identified, the critical factor in providing the structure, the clarity, and also the academic support throughout the project, yeah? Okay, based on the interview session, we could also determine some of the strength of the project that been shared by the teachers there. We could see that the core strength of this Green Giant project is also based on the student collaboration, practical guidance from the mentors of the universities, and also tangible real-world impact that been used based on the selection of the topic there. And then the students' motivation were also one of the big consensus that been shared by the teachers there, yeah, with 100% agreement. And then we could also see in terms of the confidence level has been increased with 88% approval by the interviewees. And the critical thinking part also shows 75% mentioning that is also aligned across these participating schools. However, despite of the positive outcomes that have been shared earlier, several challenges has been identified, including the limited time that been given by the school levels, and then competing academics demand, and also the data access kind of constraint and technical skills gap has been mentioned, one of the based on the interview session that we conducted. So these challenges highlight the need for better integration into school schedules and also strong institutional support in the future. Okay, there is another group of interviews that we also conducted during this interview session, which is the university representative. So let's look at some of the key findings there. So the university representative agreed that the project has enhanced students' learning and also awareness of the sustainability issues, especially on the green education part. So universities played an important role as part of the mentorship, curriculum designs, and also the connectors between the schools and also the external stakeholders, especially the community that have been involved in this campaign. And for the observed outcome that you can see on the right-hand side there, you could see that university mentors also observe improved kind of skills, for example, the scientific explanation among the teachers and also students, particularly through the use of the claim, evidence, reasoning. So this is one of the framework that been highlighted in this project throughout the session. And there was also an increase of interest in expanding green education initiative to different grade levels. Okay, for the next slide, there is another part that we like to highlight, which is maybe we can start with the challenges first, yeah? So the faculty members mentioned that the teachers initially face kind of issues due to the restriction in engaging with English language content. So they utilized the online translation tools during the workshop and shared the session to support the understanding. And also there is another point, which is the time management that is quite tough and also tight among the teachers with their school responsibilities. So for the students, we could see that one of the difficulties is about the communication part, because the main aim is to come up with the project awareness campaign. And this is actually related to their speaking skills and also affected the preparation of the whole campaign development. For the strength of the projects, we could see that the university faculty members highlighted fostering a strong partnership, yeah, and also collaboration among participants, effective adopting the, there's one called Concord Learning, yeah, that been used by some of the lecturers in this project, using the CR model for scientific explanation. And also we could see that engagement with the community is one of the strengths that been focused in this interview session. And based on all of what we have discussed earlier, we could see that the partnership with these local residents and also stakeholders to identify the real problems really kind of give the strength for the students to come up with the discussion and also relate it with real life projects. Okay, for the final group, this is actually the most important part that we would like to hear from them, which is the students that have been involved in this Deloitte Green Giant project. So based on the findings of the interview sessions, we could see that based on the gender, there's quite a balance of representation of the students that involved in this interview session. Yeah, and then the students demonstrated a strong engagement by designing project grounded in real life environment problems, which is also aligned with what the teachers and also the university representative I mentioned earlier, such as air pollution, flooding, and also waste management. So one of the students quoted that he was inspired by this PopCat game, yeah, to create his own version called the Pop-It game. So I think this is kind of a reflection that shows their creativity, contextual relevance, and also strong sense of ownership based on this project. Okay, for the strengths and challenges that have been given by the students involved in this program, while students' projects were innovative and also problem focused, there are also a few challenges that have been identified, including the scalability, the resource limitation, and also the risk of focusing more on the engagement tools, such as the games, rather than underlying the environmental issues. So these findings actually highlight the need for the guidance balance if you're going to have it in the future. And then students also reported again in the research skills. So there is a very good part where they highlighted about the teamwork skills, communication, and also self-reflection during the campaign awareness. And then many described the project of transformative, helping them to connect their classroom application learning with real-world application and also future interest and aspiration in green education. Okay, based on the key findings that have been highlighted from the university representative, from the teachers and also students, we have actually summarized the key recommendation that we're going to take in terms of looking at a better kind of implementation in the future. So the study recommended sustained practice-focused professional development for teachers and also stronger partnership to support the data access, yeah, and also the technical expertise for a clear alignment and also guidance between project activities and also curriculum development. And then another thing that been also highlighted for future initiative is that the priorities on the planning, objectives, and deeper integration into the school program and development that been raised by all the interviewees. So building this student agency in research, communication, and also resilience is also essential to promote a long-term impact, especially to look at the awareness in terms of looking at the green education development in the future. So in summary, we could see that this Deloitte Green Gen research has demonstrated a well-designed and also partnership-driven green education initiative that can enhance the STEM learning and also improve the sustainability awareness, especially on the green education part. So we also look at the sustained teacher support, strong collaboration, and also the evidence-based design that is also critical to promote and align it with the international goal like SDG number 4 and also broader climate exchange and also actions goals. So as we look ahead, we would like this experience to be shared in terms of providing a strong foundation in the future, especially on how the practice-based learning can inform the long-term project and also the development of the students' awareness in terms of looking at the greening education part. So if you'd like to know more about this research report, you can just scan the QR code that's been shown on this slide. And on behalf of 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗍, we would like to extend our gratitude to our funder, the Deloitte Talent, to all the speakers that were involved in today's webinars, and also to all the participants that been involved in this Green Giant project from Chulalongkorn University, Khon Kaen University, Naresuan University, and also Thaksin universities. Especially all the teachers and also students who make this project a successful one. So we could see that this Deloitte Green Giant project have shown that it is actually a collaborative effort that have given us a very meaningful and also inspiring kind of approaches. So we hope that this lesson from the research finding that we shared today will inform the leadership practice and also the future initiative related to this Deloitte Green Giant project and also all others green education initiative in the future. So before I end, maybe I can pass the next session to our colleague, Mr. Cho, to moderate the next session. Please welcome, yeah, Mr.
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. 𝗬𝗧𝗘𝗏, for an insightful presentation. So before we move on to the sharing session from other stakeholders, we will have short activities because we want to hear from the audience about like what you think about the green education. So you can join this survey or Slido by using the QR code or using this code by going to the slido.com. Right, so I will give you a few minutes to join this like website first. So for the audience who already access the website, you can see the question already. So the first question is, how would you describe green education using one word or one emoji? So let's share your opinion and then we can see like how we think about green education. All right, we already have the first response. The muscle. It's very difficult to interpret this one. All right, and we also have the word sustainability, important, and a tree on an island, life. All right. So we can see that like when we talk about green education, everyone has like different opinion, but we can see that everyone think this is very important topic and it focuses on sustainability, about the climate change. And it's very important that we have to raise awareness of the next generation to make sure that they are aware of this kind of issue and concern. All right. So thank you very much for all the participants. And let's move to the next question. All right. So the next question is, what is the main factor for successful and sustainable green education? Like from the first question, we can see that most of us think this topic is very important. So then we want to know your opinion, like how could we make this kind of topic successful and sustainable? All right, so we already have few responses. We have partnership, engagement, education and people, human capital, curriculum. Oh, engagement is getting bigger. So it means that we really need some kind of serious engagement to make sure that this kind of topic can really make an effect in the long term. And we also have something like related to education and curriculum. Yes, this is also very important because right now, this kind of topic is not included in most of the like national curriculum. So it makes it very difficult for teachers to find time slot for this kind of topic. All right. So we have like more broader terms like policy and community action. Like from the presentation by Dr. 𝗬𝗧𝗘𝗏, we can see that this kind of topic needs some kind of collaboration, like between different stakeholders, like for example, university, like the teachers, the students itself, and also the local community to try to solve the real world problem to make it more impactful. All right. So thank you very much for every response from the audience. So next, I will give the stage back to Bess, the MC for today. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. 𝗬𝗧𝗘 and Mr. Cho, for your informative and insightful presentation, as well as for creating an interactive game that made these sessions more engaging. For those who would like to explore the study further, the full research report is available through the link and QR code in the chat box. Please feel free to download and read it at your convenience. So next, let's hear the perspective from our university representative. I would like to invite Ms. 𝗬𝗃𝗍𝗁 from 𝗦𝗃𝗠𝗃𝗢 University to share her experience. Ms. 𝗬𝗃𝗍𝗁 served as a vice principal at 𝗦𝗃𝗠𝗃 University Demonstration Secondary School and as program coordinator for the Bachelor of Education in Mathematics Education at the 𝗦𝗃𝗠𝗃 University. Her work, which is mathematics education, with a strong focus on claim evidence listening framework, particularly in socio-scientific context. Everyone, please join me in giving Ms. 𝗬𝗃𝗍𝗁 a warm welcome. Ms. 𝗬𝗃𝗍𝗁, over to you.
Thank you very much, Khun Bess. Everyone can hear me clearly, right? Okay. First of all, good afternoon, everyone, respected educator, partners, and all the guests. It's my honor to share the lesson learned that I learned from the project Deloitte Region. Let me share the screen first. Okay. Make it larger for everyone can see. So what I am going to present is the lesson learned from the Deloitte Region project, the case from 𝗬𝗏𝗠𝗃 University. I and my team, together with 4 teachers and 3 schools, have been enjoying doing this journey. So the journey began with I collect all the anticipating teachers by scouting them from the teacher that I have been working with and familiar with their work. Most of them willing to join, and most of them were keen on the education project, in particular, the green education. As you may know that the air pollution close to us, close to our health, and is really an opportunity to explore in terms of integrated into curriculum and building some competency to both teacher and students. So we began our journey by doing the workshop for teacher reskilling. What I mean by reskilling is I try to incorporate facilitator skills, coaching skill, together with the data-driven skill to all the teachers and participating students. Next, the journey, I and the teacher team develop the assessment integration. The assessment will work as a core goal to us, because if we share the same goal, we want to build on critical thinking to the students. So we try to ask good question, good open-ended question, coaching question that build them with not just an answer, but just how to. So the process important than the final result. So that is what we emphasize, is along the process, all the participants learn something. So next, the journey would go toward the practical structure. We want to build a structure that the teacher who joined the project can see the benefit from the structure that we made together. Sometimes we adjust a little bit to fit in the school curriculum, which is not very easy. So the teacher tried to come up with a solution with us, either, integrated in the extra hour, integrated in the elective courses, or the club from the school. So that would be the model that we developed together. Last but not least, we share some technological tools that help the project more sustainable, because we can see that what we implement can achieve more easily if we have the technology to help us, assist us. So I will go into detail starting from teacher reskilling. So the teacher reskilling, my team has come to the conclusion that what we need in this generation is the data-driven skill. So not just the data-driven, but we incorporate with the CER, claim evident reasoning. So what the core center is the student be able to give reason based on the evidence and the theoretical behind the evidence. So it linked together to form the reason, scientific reasoning. So the data-driven reasoning skill will have the teacher and student practice together in observe everything around them and try to link back what evidence that tell the story. It could be the data, it could be the survey, it could be the qualitative conversation from the audience in their society. So next, the skill that we need and probably will be the skill that we are weak at is the science communication skill. So as I may know, the background of mine is the math educator, and my partner in the university also the math and science educator. So in terms of having an effective communication skills, we probably need an expert to, arm us with more tools. So by joining this Deloitte Green Gen, it's such a golden opportunity that we had a chance to work with the company like Thai PBS that has so many communicative tools that we learn from them, how to arrange the story that could be more impactful with the photo and the visual. So next would be the content and skill core context-sensitive coaching. What I mean by context-sensitive coaching is when the teacher work with their students, they not only, try to achieve the, better project presentation, the best wow factor in terms of product. Instead of those things, they aim for the process of that critical thinking, communication skills, science literacy that the student might develop during the process. So we emphasize on giving not just an answer, but asking better questions so that they realize themselves what they like, what they lack, and they would like to know more. So this is the teacher reskilling skill that we try to lay the foundation before the projects undergo. So as I mentioned, the data-driven reasoning skill, I employ the core center with CER, claim evident reasoning, which is very practical for the data that I work on, which is the data of air pollution. Since the 𝗬𝗧𝗃 University located in the area that have air pollution every year, and it quite a critical issue that everyone would pay attention to. So we have the data collection in so many ways, either from the governmental, the database, or from the survey, or from the local provincial data. So from those data, we try to develop the visual statistics, and the data tool that help the visual statistics could be the CODAP that we learned from, 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗁, and we learned from the expert from the Concord Consortium. So that tool it's very helpful. It's help us arrange the data, allow the claim to work with our knowledge, with more confidence, ensuring that the environmental agency is grounded in scientific and statistical literacy. The skill that we mentioned that we lack the most is communication skill. This one, I might say that I would be very thankful to the project that hooked us with the Thai PBS, the expert. So from those sort of experts, we learned a lot. We learned how to transform data insight into clear narrative to the of non-expert audience. For example, some of the student project, they have to work with the farmer in the area. Of course, the farmer are not very educated, but we have to communicate with them with empathy. So we want to arrange the picture, the story, not too very, quantitative, describable visual, but we have to make it more accessible to them, either to be, a convincing story, the dramatic story. So that too, we have our student and our teacher learn from the Thai PBS experts. So that had a short workshop for us. And we also incorporate the AI, the Gemini video generation that could make the format of media, the visual storytelling, more easily for the student to achieve in a very short time. So teacher acts as a facilitator, helps students to balance between accuracy, clarity, and impact. So preparing communicative tools with visual is a very new thing to them. So they have to try and learn from the feedback. So next skill is the context-sensitive coaching. For this one, we try to have our students in the project arrange the probing question. It would be open-ended question that helps students investigate why environmental patterns differ across cities, region, or country, why the patterns occur. Do they say something? Do they imply something? So recognizing that each society has distinct social, economic, cultural, and environmental condition, and therefore there is no single correct solution. So they have to think of the people around the area, around the society as well. So the space that we created for students to learn, not just like, we learn from the textbook, but we learn from the real scenario. We learn from the local people. So the teacher need to create learning spaces where students explore locally their meaningful problem that they want to solve in consensus. So this is the picture that we have both online and on-site workshop. For online workshop, we incorporated the tool called 𝗬𝗲𝗹, the module from Concord, the systematic thinking called Sage Modeler. For that, the student and teacher have the platform that they could discuss with. And during the process, we have the PLC for the CER, Claim Evidence Reasoning Questioning Structure. The key question for our, 𝗬𝗧𝗘𝗠 University Hub cohort, we have the key question that says, will the air be clean enough to breathe? So we try to generate a core driving question so that the teacher have the focus. Will the air be clean enough to breathe? So when students work on the project, they obviously have the sub-driving question that each society will have different answer. And the teacher role is to facilitate them during the implementation. For example, they might generate the discussion, ask for more evidence to confirm what their hypothesis should be correct. And they have to critique each other work to explain the model and revise their understanding if they found some new evidence occur or more insights happen. So the sub-driving question might come from the student, not from the teachers, but the teacher need to stay focused they need to investigate alongside with their students. In a deeper context, aside from thinking about the clean air, we might focus particularly on our local, northern region, northern Thailand, Phitsanulok area, rural or Phitsanulok area. So the driving question might change into where do air pollutants in northern Thailand come from? If you live in a farmer agriculture setting, it might come from the burning of agricultural waste, or it might come from the vehicles, or it might come from the everyday routine of people around the society. So the sub-driving question would be the sources of air pollution, the pollutant are produced naturally or not, and what type of factor that we could control or could not control. So what might happen if the air quality cannot, stop? We have to live with them. How could we live with them? So in this context, each group of our participating students will dig deeper into their local and try to find answer. And in that stage, the teacher will try to facilitate their student to come up with the project. So this is the template of, having them sending back to the hub, to the cohort. If they come up with the final project or the final issue that they want to be solved, what would be the situation, what could be the complication, and what question that they need to find the answer, find the evidence, develop the claim, and what could be the answer that they could generate it from that could put into action. So that would be the rough template that they could, send us the detail as a rough proposal. So this is the picture of the on-site workshop that we learned the data together. We practice using the 𝗏𝗏𝗹 and Concord modules to see how the structure of the Concord module give them critical minds in order to dig deeper into one hypothesis that they have in mind. And they look into the real data of Phitsanulok and 𝗬𝗏𝗃, which is the neighborhood province. And we try to come up with the hypothesis that they have in mind, and each group will focus on the area of their interest. And this is how the student play with the 𝗏𝗏𝗹. As you may see that we arm them with the data-driven skill. Of course, they would use it for analyzing the messy data, real-world data that could be messy, of course. But if we have the tool that have the data be arranged and then tell some story, it would make, they develop with the solution. It could be, a prospective solution, which may not true, but they would dig deeper, survey more, get more insight to use claim evidence reasoning to call for action. And this is how they use the data to develop the claim evidence reasoning and try to propose the call for action purposes for this project. So as I mentioned, that assessment integration play a crucial role for a teacher to really, work with the school structure, school curriculum. So we need to, find a consensus among the teacher, whether they would like to do it openly or they would like to integrate it into the existing curriculum. So we try to have our participating student see the same focus as well, not just the teacher. The student have to see the same focus, the same goals of our, projects. So we have them see the picture clearly that we want our science competency to be involving in observable but visible phenomena. We need a skill called data interpretation for the observable data. We need to naturally connect science and mathematics and health and society. And we need the context and data dependent decision. So it's really emphasis on, PISA competency, on real world, socially relevant science problem. And alongside with that, we try to come up with the template or, the exercise that they can arrange their knowledge, their finding into groups of assessment that we can see or can, assess them visibly. It could be explain things scientifically. We could, put the question like what pollutants are involved, how do AQI or air quality index categories related to health risks, what mechanisms or sources could explain observed pattern. So when we ask those kind of questions, we could see or we could, have the chances for our student to perform, and we can assess the scientific explanation from our student. Next, we could ask something like, which comparisons are valid? What are the limitations or uncertainties that make your claim can be the false claim? So that question would raise the data skill. How do the student decide with the data-driven decision-making process? And last but not least, we want them to respond to diverse perspective. In other words, they need to care for local people. They need to care for people living around them as well. So we could raise the question like, what might be the solution for people to get the benefit from your action? What could be the trade-off that you might be consider? Things like that. So after we develop the structure with the teacher, we try to see how the teacher would integrate the structure into their existing schoolwork. Some of them integrated as the club model. It would be curriculum embedded club. So teacher might gather only the participating student after school or end of the school, so they work on the project together. Or some teacher might incorporate the structure into the school project-based product. It could be the integration in, either science subject or elective subjects. And some of our teacher is a math teacher, so she integrated into the statistics and math literacy course, which is an elective course of her school. So it could be the structure that our 4 participating teachers integrated that into their schools. And this is our team. We consider both the teachers and the researcher are the same team because we develop the content together. We develop the process together. We develop the key idea and the question to craft all the student projects together. So we kind of work as a team. So last but not least, the journey could not be complete without technology as an accelerator. I think that work as, for sustainable impact, and not just the impact for students, but impact for the knowledge of 𝗬𝗏𝗧𝗏 University and the teacher as well. As we learn how the 𝗏𝗃 could help a lot in order to have the data more visible, and we could come up with claim evidence reasoning from the 𝗏𝗃 tool. We think it's really essential to, incorporate the 𝗏𝗃 into training, as well as the SAGE modeler, which is it is the tool that works towards systematic thinking, and the Concord Consortium models, which is the model of, scientific knowledge related to phenomenon. So the investigation in those two are very meaningful to the project because it helps us see the good pattern. We help us see, we see the good pattern from those exemplary exercise and courses in Concord model. And from the 𝗏𝗃, we can see that the data to evidence can be achieved more easily with the tools. We see the student perform the 𝗏𝗃 easily, and we see in our eyes that student can organize real data set and come with the claim and, related to their supporting theoretical background in science. And for SAGE modeler, this tool is, quite similar to mind mapping. So It helps students organize the factor and making scientific assumption explicit, allows students to test what-if scenarios. It really complements the 𝗬𝗏 by moving from data description to a factor analysis, explanatory modeling. And as I mentioned, I think the Concord Consortium modules play as pedagogical structure accelerator. Many modules on the Concord set as the real example for the teacher to follow, so the teacher know how to structure their learning, how to employ the digital tools for investigation, and it actually serves as a reference framework to align activity with STEM integration as well. So last but not least, I want to thank Deloitte Green Gen Project, thank to 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗁 that provide the opportunity for us to learn critical issue like, air pollution and environmental issue that is really close to us. So I think by having the close problem that we want to solve, we come to consensus that we want to solve this problem. This has built the eagerness to learn and, of course, a sustainable future of learning and developing the surrounding together. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. 𝗬𝗏, for sharing your presentation and valuable experience with us. I hope all participants have gained useful ideas and inspiration from your sharing. Now, we will move on to hear the teacher perspectives. It is my pleasure to invite Dr. 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗁𝗃 and Dr. 𝗬𝗵𝗃𝗃𝗏 from 𝗬𝗏 School to share their first-hand experiences of participating of the project and working closely with students. Dr. 𝗬𝗃 specialized in teaching physics to upper secondary school in grade 11 and 12 with 19 years of teaching experience. For Dr. 𝗬𝗵𝗃, he specialized in biology and STEM education and had dedicated 17 years of experience to teaching and supporting students. Please join me in giving both speakers a warm welcome. Dr. 𝗬𝗃 and Dr. 𝗬𝗵𝗃, the floor is yours.
สวัสดีครับ Good afternoon everyone. I am Dr. 𝗬𝗃𝗃𝗏นะครับ Applied Physics and Science Project Teacher from 𝗬𝗏 School. Joining me today, Dr. 𝗬𝗵𝗃𝗃𝗏, our biology expert and key team member. First of all, let us provide some basic information about the surrounding context of our school. 𝗬𝗏 province is in northeastern Thailand. It is a part of Isan region. The province is close to Cambodia. Most areas are rural and people like a simple life. Next, moreover, the economy of 𝗬𝗏 depend on agriculture. Most people are farmer. Rice is the main crop, especially jasmine rice. Local market help people sell their product. Moreover, 𝗬𝗏 is famous for its volcanic durian. The durian grow in volcanic soil, which is rich in mineral. This make the durian sweet and creamy. Volcanic durian is an important local product and help increase farmer income. This has led the school to design the curriculum and learning activity with a specific focus on agriculture technology. Our school has continuously implement project-based learning. We offer courses such as research methodology and science project, which encourage students to develop scientific question based on the own interest and carry out project to complete. This experience have provided students with going on opportunity to participate in international innovation competition. This is likely an important reason why Chulalongkorn University invite our team to join this project.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is our journey in this program. Our journey began in June 2025, following an invitation from Chulalongkorn University. We are deeply impressed by the flexibility of the training. We could choose modules based on our interests. And even when there was only one participant, the instructor remained fully committed. We truly appreciate their dedication. Thank you very much, Chulalongkorn University. Exactly. As a biology teacher, I was looking for tools for make global warming more tangible for students for a long time. Concord Learning Media was a perfect opportunity to bring innovative methodology into our classroom. The core of our learning was the curriculum focusing on CER framework, evidence, and reasoning. From science perspective, the simulations are exceptional. For instance, in the electrical energy module, students can manipulate variables in a simulated power plant to observe immediate impacts. In biology, I think this tool helps students think critically. They don't just believe that teachers say. They don't just believe what teacher says, but draw conclusions from real data. By using graph and research, students analyze evidence and explain their reasoning like a real scientist do. In this program, we use the global warming and energy module with grade 10 to 12 students. They were excited about the new media. Even though some students only had smartphone, they worked together and shared screen to creating a strong collaborative learning environment with their friends. Indeed, the most important part was when they start asking, how can we reduce the factor causing global warming? Or how can we implement clean energy in our community? Then we guide our students to focus on community-based issues. Eventually, one team identified Durian Peel is significant food waste problem in 𝗬𝗬𝗘. This demonstrates that students are able to effectively connect community-level issues with the question presented in learning material. From that process led to our highlight project, the development of new noodle from durian albedo to substitute flavor and increase fiber. It solved an environmental issue while creating a healthy food innovation. To give you a clearer picture, please enjoy 3 minutes presentation video from our student. Let me play.
Today, we are from 𝗬𝗬𝗘𝗗 School, and we are here to present our project entitled Durian Peel Management for the Development of Healthy Noodles. This project aims to utilize local resources effectively, reduce organic waste, and promote sustainable development with a focus on environmental conservation, natural resource management, and the local economy. My name is 𝗬𝗬𝗘𝗗, and my name is 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗃𝗀. Thank you for your kind attention. Today, our world is facing the pressing issue of global warming. The Earth's atmosphere absorbs incoming solar radiation, with some energy being taken up by atmospheric gases, aerosols, and clouds. The portion that reaches the Earth's surface is absorbed by land, water, and living organisms. Some of this heat is released back into the atmosphere. However, Certain gases such as water vapor and carbon dioxide have the ability to absorb and trap heat. This process causes global temperatures to rise continuously. Human activities, including fuel combustion, industrial wastewater discharge, and improper waste disposal into water sources, have significantly damaged ecosystems and increased greenhouse gas emissions. These impacts threaten environmental balance and food security. Global warming is not a distant problem, it directly affects our daily lives, and solutions can begin at the community level. For example, farmers often burn organic waste as a quick disposal method, while landfilling organic waste negatively affects soil quality, nearby water sources, air quality, and contributes directly to greenhouse gas emissions. Durian is a tropical fruit widely cultivated in Southeast Asia, including Thailand. It is famously known as the king of fruits due to its distinctive aroma and unique flavor. In recent years, Thailand's durian exports have increased steadily, along with domestic consumption. As demand grows, more vendors sell durian in both fresh and ready-to-eat forms. Ready-to-eat durian, which contains only the flesh, is especially popular despite its higher price. However, consumers eat only about 30% of the fruit, while the remaining 70%, the peel, is discarded. As a result, durian peels accumulate rapidly if not properly managed. This issue is particularly evident in 𝗬𝗃𝗃 province, where fertile volcanic soil supports extensive durian cultivation and produces durians with a unique flavor profile. Why do we need to manage durian peels? Most vendors dispose of durian peels by burning or composting. Burning causes air pollution, affects respiratory health, and increases the risk of respiratory diseases and certain cancers. It also releases large amounts of greenhouse gases. Landfilling leads to foul odors and creates breeding grounds for insects and rodents. Moreover, these disposal methods waste valuable economic opportunities, as durian peels can be transformed into useful resources. How does this project help the planet? Our project was initiated to address organic waste problems in 𝗬𝗃𝗃 province, where large quantities of durian peels are discarded each year. We encourage community members, farmers, and market vendors to participate in sustainable durian peel management. By applying the circular economy concept, organic waste is transformed into valuable resources instead of being treated as trash. Durian peels are processed into fiber-rich powder with natural color and then blended with wheat flour to develop healthy noodles. This product maintains a familiar taste and texture while providing improved nutritional value. This project aligns with Sustainable Development Goal 2, Zero Hunger, by promoting better nutrition. We focus on developing food products that enhance dietary fiber intake, especially for children who dislike vegetables due to their taste. Benefits of the project: environmental benefits. The project reduces durian peel burning, lowers greenhouse gas emissions, decreases organic waste in communities, and minimizes water pollution risks from improper landfilling. Health benefits: high fiber noodles support digestive health, improve bowel function, reduce the risk of certain diseases, and provide children with an easy way to consume fiber without eating vegetables directly. Economic benefits: the project creates additional income for farmers and local communities by adding value to durian peel waste. It has potential for local markets and future export opportunities, helping create jobs and stimulate the community economy.
From the student finding, it is clear that they are aware of the problem of food waste. Although it may seem small compared to another factor causing global warming, but it showed their ability to ask questions with empathy for community and environment. This is another example of project that goes beyond focusing on only reducing climate change. Instead, it focuses on how people can live safely and comfortably in world affected by climate change. The student began by asking an important question like, if the world continue to get hotter, how can people monitor their health and stay comfortable? This question led to student innovation, a device that measures biosignals, provide an early risk assessment of heat stroke. Let me play the video.
Hello, we are from the group Comprehensive AI-based Emergency Alert built with co-factor detection under the field of healthcare and medical field.
Our world is currently facing global boiling crisis caused by extreme climate change. Rising temperatures over the past few years have led to serious health risks, including heat stroke, a condition where the body fails to regulate its temperature after prolonged heat exposure. This can result in organ failure or even death. One example of a dangerous profession is being a firefighter. When working in extreme conditions like high heat, people can sometimes push themselves too far without realizing it. They might not notice their physical limits until it's too late. That's why we came up with the idea to develop a wearable monitoring system. Firefighters will wear a smart band that continuously tracks vital signs. This data is sent to a real-time to a central system. If the system detects that someone is reaching a dangerous level, it will alert to the command center. Then the command center can immediately tell the firefighter to take a break before things get worse.
The material and equipment we use are heart rate sensor, temperature sensor, hydration level sensor, buzzer and vibration motor for alert notifications. A battery serves as the power source, and a board is used to process data from all the sensors.
Next, I will show how to use our application. Our application icon is like this, and after you press it, you will see Find Devices page. And you need to press Scan to see a bunch of Bluetooth devices. And you need to find a ESP32 and press Connect. After you see a text that shows devices is connected, you can press Get Services and press Service to find a real-time data button. After you press it, you will see a parameters, and if risk of heat stroke is more than 60%, it will show a push notification. And our application is available on iOS and Android.
Moreover, the key features of our device are as follows. The first one is about blood pressure integration. The device is equipped with a built-in sensor for monitoring blood pressure. The second one is about high accuracy. It provides reliable measurement with an error margin comparable to medical-grade devices. The third one is about convenient data reporting. The device ensures ease and convenience in reporting health data.
Sensor is published to an MQTT broker and sent to our dashboard written in HTML and JavaScript. Then it's forwarded to ChatGPT for analysis and labels. The result is sent back, allowing the central system to monitor the condition in real time.
And the last one is about teachable capability. The device is designed to be adaptive and capable of learning through AI integration. The symptoms indicating a risk of heat stroke include the following. The first one is body temperature exceeding 40 degrees Celsius. Systolic blood pressure falling into one of two cases, either greater than 180 or less than 90. Diastolic pressure, either greater than 90 or less than 60. Heart rate exceeding 110 beats per minute. Low skin moisture due to the failure of the sweating mechanism. And lastly, a failure to regulate ambient temperature properly. In conclusion, this warning strap combines hardware and AI-powered software to predict and alert for heat stroke with high efficiency. By detecting risk early, it helps reduce heat-related illnesses and fatalities. These innovations provide a practical solution to protect lives in the face of rising global temperatures. Thank you for listening.
So after this, the Dr. 𝗬𝗧𝗘𝗏 going to share how to integrate this learning media from Concord into our school setting.
From what has been discussed, students are able to create research projects. Moreover, this project help to solve social problems while also developing student green skill based on the activity carried out over the past periods. Our team has a plan to apply Concord learning media in our research methodology course and science project course. Below is a brief overview of how the course has been previously implemented. We divide the learning activity into three parts. Part 1, is about research review. Part 2 is about workshop. And part 3 is about project proposal development. Part 1, we focus on researching and reviewing existing research study, which student must present. Next slide. From the perspective of a researcher, this allows students to understand the process of identifying problem and seeking answer in the way scientific or engineering do. Part 2, we consist of a variety of workshop-based activity, including the use Microsoft Word, code editor, basic microcontroller, and develop of simple AI, simple model. This activity aims to equip students with sufficient own knowledge and skill to better understand engineering research. Part 1 and part 2 are conducted in parallel. And last one, part 3, involve the development of student or project proposal. This stage is organized from the individual coaching section to validate the problem statement, hypothesis, methodology, and data analysis plans. But from our experience, we found that part 3 is the most challenging. Although students are often able to identify problems clearly, they still struggle to formulate appropriate hypotheses and variable measurement. This difficulty arises from a lack of understanding of which parameters are involved in the experiment, leading to incorrect experimental design and inappropriate method for gathering evidence to validate the result. I think the Concord instructional media has proven to be highly effective and in addressing this challenge. Therefore, we accept that it will be consistently used during this phase of course in the very academic years going forward.
So by participating in this program, we gain a much clearer understanding that rising awareness of sustainability is essential. The more we understand the impact of human action, the better we can protect environmental sustainability. I believe awareness is the starting point for developing our green skill in the future.
Last one, we want to say thank you very much for Deloitte Green Gen project and 𝗬𝗏𝗧𝗃 and Chulalongkorn University for give us the good opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much for taking the time to share your experiences with us, Dr. 𝗬𝗃𝗧𝗃 and Dr. 𝗦𝗃𝗔𝗍𝗍. Your guidance and mentorship play vital roles in supporting students throughout the projects. Now we come to the final part of our sharing session. In this session, you will hear experience and perspective from participating students. I would like to invite Mr. 𝗬𝗃𝗧𝗃 from Thaksin University Demonstration Secondary School to present his project. His project focuses on the issue of flooding, which is highly relevant to the situation over 2 to 3 months ago in Thailand. Let's listen to how his project proposes solutions to help address these challenges. Everyone, please join me in welcoming Mr. 𝗬𝗃𝗧𝗃. Mr. 𝗬𝗧𝗘, over to you.
First of all, good afternoon, respected committee and professor. Today, I am honored to present our project title, Overview of the Deloitte 𝗕𝗓𝗠 project. My name is 𝗕𝗲𝗃𝗠-𝗘𝗗 from 𝗏𝗃 University Demonstration Secondary School. Our team had developed an innovation called 𝗏𝗲𝗹, a smart drainage system designed to protect our community from seasonal disaster. Before we dive into the detail, I would like to introduce my team. This project is a collaboration between student and teacher, supported by organizations like 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗁 and Deloitte. Together, we aim to bridge the gap between classroom research and real-world solution. Let's look at the problem. Our target area is the 𝗬𝗏𝗠 community in Patharung province. Every rainy season, the 𝗬𝗏 intersection faces severe flooding. Why? Because it is a low-lying area. Runoff from the surrounding mountain flow into local canal and accumulate right at the intersection. Unfortunately, the current drainage system is simply not enough to discharge this massive amount of water in time. To tackle this, we introduced the Smart Fraud Resilient District model. We don't just want to react to fraud, we want to predict them. We use the CDP platform as the brain of our operation. This platform analyzes and predicts fraud situations in real time, allowing the community to prepare before the water even arrives. The heart of our project is the 𝗏𝗏𝗹 system. It uses ultrasonic sensor to constantly monitor water level, but it does more than just watch. One of the biggest causes of flooding is debris blocking the pipe. 𝗏𝗏𝗹 is designed to automatically remove trash and obstruction. Furthermore, if the water reaches a critical level, the system sends an alert via line notify to local officials and residents. This ensures everyone is informed and stays safe. Project overview. This project demonstrates how student and teacher as mentor collaborate to address real-world problems, such as flooding at 𝗬𝗏 intersection. Teacher and student investigate the cause of flooding and found that the area in low-lying and lack an effective drainage system. To support the community, we developed the Smart Fraud Resilient District model, which utilizes a digital platform to monitor water level in real time. Next, we also engage with the public through social media and on-site events, which over 33,000 views in just 4 days. We saw lots of discussion about the cause of flooding, such as narrow canal and roads construction. This feedback is vital for us to keep improving our system and advocating for better infrastructure in Patharung. Finally, I am very honored and proud to be a part of the 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗶 and Deloitte 𝗕𝗓𝗠 training program. I would like to express my sincere thanks to all the exclusive and mentor for giving me this special opportunity. This project provides me with valuable experience by allowing me to work on a real-world tech. When I visit the community, I had the chance to listen to local people and learn about the real challenges they face every day. This experience taught me that teamwork and communication are very important. Furthermore, I gained a lot of useful knowledge and was inspired by many wonderful ideas from friends from different schools. It was amazing to see how young people can work together to find solutions. I truly hope that Deloitte Green and 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗹 will continue to host this excellent activity in the future. It is a fantastic platform for students to develop their skills and help solve community problems for a better future.
สวัสดีครับผมชื่อนายกิติศักดิ์ ด้วงดีนะครับเป็นนักเรียนชั้นมัธยมศึกษาปีที่5นะครับจากโรงเรียนสาธิตมหาวิทยาลัยทักษิณฝ่ายมัธยมนะครับวันนี้นะครับผมรู้สึกเป็นเกียรติอย่างยิ่งนะครับที่ได้มาบอกเล่าประสบการณ์แล้วก็ความรู้สึกผ่านโครงการที่ผ่านมาครับในส่วนของโปรเจกต์ของเรานะครับเราได้เห็นถึงปัญหาน้ำท่วมของสี่แยกโพธิ์ทองอำเภอควนขนุนจังหวัดพัทลุงนะครับผมและเพื่อนๆเนี่ยก็เลยคิดโปรเจกต์ขึ้นมาเพื่อช่วยเป็นอีกหนึ่งแนวทางในการแก้ปัญหาน้ำท่วมของชาวบ้านในละแวกนั้นนะครับโดยว่าเราทราบตำแหน่งที่ตั้งแล้วนะครับผมและเพื่อนๆเนี่ยก็ได้ลงพื้นที่สอบถามชาวบ้านละแวกนั้นนะครับที่ได้ผลกระทบเขาบอกว่าในพื้นที่นั้นนะครับยังไม่มีท่อสวัสดีครับผมชื่อนายกิติศักดิ์ ด้วงดีนะครับเป็นนักเรียนชั้นมัธยมศึกษาปีที่5นะครับจากโรงเรียนสาธิตที่นั้นนะครับยังไม่มีท่อระบายน้ำที่มีคุณภาพมากพอนะครับแล้วก็มีขยะไปอุดตันทำให้พวกเรานะครับคิดระบบขึ้นมาคือ𝗬𝗏𝗃นะครับที่ช่วยแก้ปัญหาน้ำท่วมได้ตรงสวัสดีครับผมที่มีคุณภาพมากพอนะครับแล้วก็มีขยะไปอุดตันทำให้พวกเรานะครับคิดระบบขึ้นมาคือ𝗬𝗏𝗃นะครับที่ช่วยแก้ปัญหาน้ำท่วมได้ตรงจุดครับหลังจากที่เราทราบปัญหาแล้วนะครับเราก็ทำการค้นคว้าหาข้อมูลออกแบบโมเดลจำลองนะครับแล้วก็ทำคลิปประชาสัมพันธ์ลงแอปพลิเคชันอย่าง TikTok นะครับทำให้มีชาวบ้านในละแวกนั้นเนี่ยออกมาแสดงความคิดเห็นอย่างมากมายนะครับซึ่งเป็นฟีดแบ็กทำให้เราไปพัฒนาโปรเจกต์ของเราต่อครับในส่วนของโปรเจกต์นี้นะครับเราได้การสนับสนุนเต็มที่จากโรงเรียนนะครับแล้วก็อาจารย์ที่ปรึกษานะครับซึ่งโรงเรียนของเราเนี่ยได้มีการจัดอบรมเล็กๆน้อยๆนะครับมีนักเรียนประมาณ40คนนะครับซึ่งการจัดอบรมครั้งนี้นะครับเราก็จะนำฟีดแบ็กจากพี่ๆน้องๆที่เข้ามาอบรมนะครับมาพัฒนาโปรเจกต์ของเราต่อไปในอนาคตครับในส่วนของกิจกรรมที่ทางDeloitte Green Genแล้วก็𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗹จัดขึ้นนะครับผมได้รับประสบการณ์ตั้งแต่ขั้นตอนการทำโปรเจกต์นะครับไปจนถึงการอบรมให้ความรู้ใหม่ๆในเรื่องเทคโนโลยีนะครับเพื่อนำไปใช้ในการต่อยอดในชีวิตในอนาคตครับซึ่งความรู้เกี่ยวกับเทคโนโลยีเหล่านี้นะครับก็เป็นประโยชน์ต่อเพื่อนๆพี่ๆน้องๆที่ได้เข้ามาอบรมในกิจกรรมครั้งนี้นะครับอีกอย่างนึงครับเราก็ได้แลกเปลี่ยนประสบการณ์แลกเปลี่ยนปัญหาในจังหวัดนั้นๆหรือว่าในภูมิภาคนั้นๆนะครับกับเพื่อนๆพี่ๆน้องๆจากโรงเรียนอื่นนะครับทำให้รู้ว่าแต่ละภูมิภาคเนี่ยก็มีปัญหาแตกต่างกันไปแล้วก็เพื่อนๆพี่น้องๆเนี่ยก็สามารถจัดการปัญหานี้ได้แบบน่าสนใจแล้วก็สามารถนำไปต่อยอดได้จริงในอนาคตครับนั่นเป็นเหตุผลที่ว่าทำไมทาง Deloitte Green Gen กับทาง𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗹นะครับถึงควรจะต่อยอดกิจกรรมลักษณะนี้ต่อไปนะครับเพื่อเป็นการอบรมความรู้เกี่ยวกับเทคโนโลยีให้กับพี่ๆน้องๆในปีถัดไปที่จะเข้ามาร่วมโครงการนะครับสำหรับผมนะครับประสบการณ์ครั้งนี้เป็นประสบการณ์ที่ดีมากต้องขอบคุณทาง Deloitte Green Gen แล้วก็ทาง𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗹เป็นอย่างสูงครับขอบคุณครับ
Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gitisak, for your insightful presentation. Your project clearly demonstrates strong problem-solving skill and a deep understanding of local needs. And now we still have another student speaker, but unfortunately she is unable to join us live today. However, she has kindly prepared a video to share her experience of participating in the project. The student is 𝗦𝗃𝗔𝗠𝗘𝗢 from Khon-Kaen University Demonstration School. Her project focuses on learning about clean energy through hand-on activities with tiny wind turbines, which is truly fascinating. Let's take a moment to watch the video together.
สวัสดีค่ะหนูชื่อเด็กหญิงธัญศิริน ตรีอริยศาสตร์ชื่อเล่นชื่อมีมี่นะคะเป็นนักเรียนระดับชั้นมัธยมศึกษาปีที่3จากโรงเรียนสาธิตมหาวิทยาลัยขอนแก่นฝ่ายมัธยมศึกษาศาสตร์ค่ะตัวหนูเองเนี่ยรู้สึกเป็นเกียรติอย่างยิ่งเลยที่ได้เข้าร่วมการประชุมเพื่อบอกเล่าประสบการณ์จากกิจกรรมครั้งที่ผ่านมาค่ะในส่วนของโปรเจกต์ของพวกเรานะคะหนูและเพื่อนๆเนี่ยได้มีการเล็งเห็นถึงปัญหาในเรื่องของพลังงานในจังหวัดขอนแก่นของเราโดยจะสังเกตได้นะคะว่าในจังหวัดขอนแก่นตอนนี้เนี่ยเป็นจังหวัดที่กำลังมีการเติบโตแล้วก็มีการพัฒนาอย่างต่อเนื่องเลยแต่ว่ากลับยังมีการใช้พลังงานอย่างสิ้นเปลืองค่ะพวกเรานะคะได้เล็งเห็นถึงปัญหานี้นะคะจึงได้มีการนำทางเลือกในการใช้พลังงานอย่างยั่งยืนนะคะโดยเฉพาะในส่วนของพลังงานสะอาดเพื่อมาสร้างการรับรู้ให้แก่คนในชุมชนค่ะหนูและเพื่อนๆนะคะได้มีการสำรวจโดยการสัมภาษณ์คนหลายๆช่วงวัยในชุมชนนะคะจึงได้พบว่ายังมีคนจำนวนไม่น้อยเลยที่ยังมีความเข้าใจในเรื่องของพลังงานสะอาดเนี่ยไม่มากนักดังนั้นนะคะพวกหนูจึงได้มีการค้นคว้าออกแบบแล้วก็จัดทำเป็นตัวกังหันลมจำลองขนาดเล็กเพื่อเป็นสื่อการเรียนรู้ค่ะโดยกังหันลมจำลองตัวนี้นะคะจะผลิตขึ้นมาจากวัสดุที่หาได้ง่ายแล้วก็มีราคาประหยัดค่ะตัวพวกหนูเองเนี่ยได้มีการเผยแพร่นะคะตัวกังหันลมจำลองชิ้นนี้แล้วก็ความรู้เกี่ยวกับพลังงานสะอาดในแง่มุมต่างๆลงบนแพลตฟอร์มโซเชียลมีเดียด้วยค่ะโดยหวังว่าจะเป็นส่วนหนึ่งนะคะในการทำให้ชุมชนเนี่ยมีการเข้าถึงแล้วก็เข้าใจในเรื่องของพลังงานสะอาดมากขึ้นค่ะโดยจากการค้นคว้านะคะพวกเราก็ได้พบปัญหาอีกอย่างหนึ่งในตัวพื้นที่ชุมชนของเราก็คือปัญหาในเรื่องของขยะทางการเกษตรค่ะโดยขยะเหล่านี้นะคะมีจำนวนมากแต่ว่าไม่ถูกนำมาใช้ประโยชน์พบว่ามีขยะชีวมวลหลายประเภทเลยนะคะที่สามารถนำมาแปรรูปเพื่อให้เกิดประโยชน์ต่อไปได้พวกเราจึงได้มีการจัดทำถ่านไร้ควันขึ้นมาค่ะโดยถ่านไร้ควันนะคะผลิตมาจากฝักข้าวโพดเหลือทิ้งในชุมชนของเราโดยถ่านไร้ควันนะคะเมื่อนำไปใช้ประโยชน์เนี่ยก็จะไม่ทำให้เกิดควันแล้วก็จะทำให้ไม่สร้างมลพิษทางอากาศค่ะในการทำโปรเจกต์ครั้งนี้นะคะเราได้รับการสนับสนุนอย่างดีจากทางโรงเรียนแล้วก็อาจารย์ที่ปรึกษาทุกๆท่านทั้งในส่วนของสถานที่อุปกรณ์แล้วก็คำแนะนำรวมถึงการให้ข้อมูลต่างๆเพื่อพัฒนาโปรเจกต์ของเราค่ะรวมไปถึงการควบคุมดูแลแล้วก็เรื่องของความปลอดภัยความเรียบร้อยต่างๆในการทำงานด้วยค่ะอีกทั้งพวกเราเนี่ยยังได้รับการสนับสนุนจากทางโครงการทั้งในเรื่องของค่าใช้จ่ายต่างๆแล้วก็ข้อมูลต่างๆในการทำโปรเจกต์ค่ะโดยเฉพาะในกิจกรรมอบรมระหว่างทางที่พวกเราได้มาแชร์ข้อมูลแล้วก็โปรเจกต์ต่างๆร่วมกับกลุ่มเครือข่ายค่ะเพื่อให้โปรเจกต์ของเราเนี่ยออกมาสมบูรณ์ยิ่งขึ้นในการเข้าร่วมโครงการ Deloitte Green Gen ครั้งนี้นะคะได้สร้างประสบการณ์ในการปฏิบัติงานตั้งแต่กระบวนการจัดทำโปรเจกต์ตลอดจนการเข้าร่วมกิจกรรมให้ความรู้ต่างๆที่ทางโครงการเนี่ยได้มีการจัดเตรียมไว้ให้ค่ะซึ่งกิจกรรมเหล่านี้นะคะก็ส่งเสริมทางกระบวนการคิดแล้วก็ความรู้ความเข้าใจทั้งในเรื่องของเทคโนโลยีแล้วก็การสร้างสื่อเพื่อการสื่อสารที่ดีค่ะหนูได้รับความรู้แล้วก็ได้แลกเปลี่ยนความคิดกับเพื่อนๆพี่ๆน้องๆจากโรงเรียนอื่นๆซึ่งถือเป็นประสบการณ์ที่ดีมากๆค่ะจึงอยากให้ทางโครงการนะคะได้มีการจัดกิจกรรมต่อยอดในลักษณะนี้ต่อไปเรื่อยๆขอบคุณค่ะ
Thank you very much for sharing that video with us. We really appreciate the experience and perspective shared from you, Ms. 𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗘𝗏. And now we will move on to the next part of our program, the Q&A session. For this session, I would like to invite Mr. Cho to facilitate the discussion and guide us through the question. Everyone, please join me in welcoming him. Mr. Cho, over to you.
Thank you very much. So I hope that all the audience, you can learn a lot from all the speakers, but now we have Q&A sessions. So if the audience, if you have any questions for all three stakeholders, like teachers, students, and university representative, you can type your questions in the chat box, and then we will try to answer those questions. So during we wait for the questions from the audience, I have prepared some questions for the speakers. First, I would like to ask Mr. 𝗘𝗗𝗧𝗃, the representative from the student side. So you mentioned a lot of like positive experience during the program. So we would like to know, what did you enjoy the most during the program and why?
I really love working with my team and getting inspired by friends from different schools. It was amazing to see how young people can collaborate and use technology like 𝗬𝗲𝗃 to create a better future for our home. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for the answer. That we can see that like collaboration is very important for students, and at the end, the outcome from the project can have an impact for the local community as well. All right, so next question will be for Dr. 𝗬𝗃𝗧𝗃 and Dr. 𝗬𝗵𝗶. So I would like to ask, like you mentioned about students have high ability to come up with the problems. So we would like to know what approaches that you use to help students identify topics for their project that are both interesting and practical.
We use the problem first. We invite students to ask a question that involves their community. We ask students to walk around their home and find just three problems. For the durian group, saw the smoke from burning, while the armband group saw their friend faint during play sport. When the problem real, the project is practical. We think, yes.
Okay, so from the teacher side, you think the most important is the problems must be like practical from their own context.
Yes.
And after that, you use like, as a researchers, they have to do some kind of research to support those problems, right? Okay, so thank you very much. And next will be the question for Ms. 𝗬𝗃𝗧𝗃, the university representative. So as a trainer for the teachers and students, like we want to know what kind of practical strategies that you use to strengthen collaboration between school and local communities to support green education.
Yeah, I think I like the question a lot because like once the project created and the community, the stakeholder in local area participated in the project, I think they felt very proud that their people, their student in their area, like, they could share the knowledge as an expert. As you can see that some school, the teacher will be the one that provide the knowledge. But if the local people, the farmer, the real career people, can provide the knowledge as well, they would feel like school will be part of their communities. So I think the co-create project would be another strategy that all schools should employ. For example, the first step that they could do is invite local stakeholders to share their priority issues, what they concern the most, and what the issue that impact their life as the people around the school. And by co-creation, the local people, the local stakeholder play a role, either being an expert to give information, being a participant to join the research or student research, or being part of the research to be, helping guidance, co-coach with the teacher. There could be several ways that people in the area, local stakeholder could participate in student project. Yeah.
All right. So actually, we can see from all three participants like answer that one of the key factors for the like successful green education is collaboration, especially with the local communities. All right. So okay. So since we still have some time left, so I will ask another questions for Ms. 𝗬𝗃𝗧𝗃. So like we can see that we are STEM like how to say, like for STEM education, it might be very easy to integrate science subject together to solve like problems related to green education. So as a math educator, do you have any kind of strategies? How could you use math or how to integrate math to other subjects to solve the problem, to highlight how math is important in solving this kind of problems?
I think first of all, the attitude of math teacher shouldn't be emphasized on particular content or math skills. I think the math skill that really work for our living today, our generation, is the math skill that work in solving the real issues. So I think in order to be a math teacher that would like to have math be meaningful to our student, we need to integrate math with several real life issue. And I think in terms of application of math as a tool to solve the problem, we can see the math knowledge and skills can be applied in multiple ways. For example, the case that I use in air pollution issue would be mainly the data skills, statistical skills, but actually what behind the statistical skill is the modeling as well. When they see the data have linear relationship, they could form factor that impact one factor. So they could model like, y equal to cx plus b, for example, and they could see the error. So they find the math like, projection in the way that they would like to solve the problem. So as a math teacher, I think they should focus on how math could be employed in real life situation. That means math teachers should foresee themselves as being a helper to every kind of subjects around, not just science, but social studies, humanities study could work with math as well.
Okay, thank you very much. It seems that like mathematics will be like more meaningful and practical when we like combine with the real problems or like in the contextualized to the student's life. All right. So I would like to thank all the speakers. And next, I will send the stage back to Bess, the MC for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cho, for facilitating the Q&A session. And my sincere thanks to all the speakers for taking the time to answer our questions. It was a great learning experience for all of us. So as we are approaching the end of today's webinar, on behalf of 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗁, I would like to sincerely thank all speakers, partners, and participants for joining us and for your active participation throughout the program. Today, we explore the key findings from the Deloitte 𝗬𝗃 research project, along with valuable perspectives from our university representatives, teachers, and student participants. Their sharing has shown how environmental challenges in everyday life can be transformed into meaningful learning experiences and innovative solutions through collaboration, guidance, and student-led projects. And before we sign off, we kindly invite you to complete the evaluations form by scanning the QR codes displayed on the screen. The link to the evaluation form has also been shared in the chat box for your convenience. Your feedback is very important for us and help us improve our future program and activities. Okay, thank you once again for your time and continued support of 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗁. Without all of you, this session would not have been such a valuable learning experience. So now have a wonderful day ahead, and we hope to see you again soon. Thank you and goodbye.